I will call the Fair Commission meeting of Wednesday, May 15th, 5:30 PM to order. Wayne, absent. John Trudeau, absent. Dave Linder.
Here.
Ken Sweeney.
Here.
Dharma Hammond.
Here.
Rose Marie Bosch.
Here.
Okay, Eichmann.
Here.
Boy, this has to be updated. And Angela.
Yes, here.
Okay, so I will open it up to citizen comment period. Is there any citizen comment period? Since no one is here, we will go on to the election of the chair and the vice chair. Does someone want to make a motion?
I move we nominate, I might nominate Rosie Bosch.
I'll second
it.
For chair?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
That's what you asked for.
Okay, all voted. Anyone?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so it's,
I don't vote.
nope. And vice chair?
I nominate Ken Sweeney. Second.
Yes. Yes.
I nominate Michelle Eichmann.
Can't.
Can't. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, I'll close the nominations then. You want to take a vote? All voted aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, no
Who
opposed.
is the co-chair then?
You're vice chair.
She can't, she's Solomon.
Yeah.
No.
I should nominate Linda.
No.
Okay, then I will turn the meeting over to Rosie Bosch.
If I could, say one. It was my error. There are two business owners that'll be coming to the meeting that I thought the meeting was at 6. So, Lori Helm from the Landmark wished to come and speak, as well as a representative from Swiss Street Pub and Grill. So I'm just gonna ask if there's a possibility, if the rules could be suspended when they do arrive, to give some sort of input or feedback would be appreciated, because I told them the meeting was at 6 o'clock, and I'm sorry. I know.
Okay.
And so like today, I thought it was 6 o'clock. She's like, no, it's at 5:30. I'm like,
Yeah, I kept on getting a 6 too. I didn't get started.
oh, thank you. Say it a little louder.
No, I
Yeah,
did.
these always start at 5:30.
Yeah, we've been starting at 5:30 for a while. All right.
Apologies.
Then on to the revenues and expenditures of the budget. Do you have any comments, Shirley?
No, the one sheet just shows where it's like 90,000. That's since St. Martin's Fair has ever been started, that they've kept track.
Oh, on the
that
top.
It's in the negative 90,267.28. So that's every year. The other one is, I'm sorry?
The email did say 6.
Good night.
Thank you.
Oh,
Shop local, buy local.
Well, we have to
Betcha.
write the agenda, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm here? Okay.
And then there is one that shows the 2024. Of course, there is nothing on it, but that just shows you. And then the 2023 amended, it's the amended budget, and then the year-to-date, it shows you at the very end that it's in the deficit of $34,612. So we did take the restrooms to the council. We talked about that at the last
Right.
meeting, I know. So that was approved. That was, we have to take it early enough because contracts and all that have to be approved. And I know she did have notes in here saying that that was approved by you guys at the last meeting.
Right, did it go up a lot, or?
It's, I think it's 17,500.
And that's staying with the same amount as we've had in the past with the totals
Yeah,
and
I think,
everything?
and I don't have it with me. I think the year before that, I want to say it was like 17,250. Actually, it should be in here.
So is Wayne not coming?
Maybe he thinks it's at 6 o'clock too?
Yeah, so it just went up a little bit.
Okay.
well, oh, sorry, it was 16,854 last year.
Okay,
For
I
service
see it.
sanitation. And I know we have, some of the notes, Karen's note, I could decipher, some of them I could not. She does have that in here that we're going back to where the bathrooms always were placed.
To a point, we were still leaving them split on my property because we had gotten that double section.
Correct.
But I
Correct.
think that meant with Romy's.
Yes.
That's the only
Yes, we're
thing
gonna
that
put
would be.
the other ones
Correct.
back over,
By-
back by you
yes.
and not, and then I know the subject brought up about Romy's closing his bathroom to the public. I know you said that he cannot do that.
Cannot do
So,
that.
Okay, so I don't know, is that something you would check then on
Probably not.
that day, or?
Well, yeah, we can go and check that day, but if you just tell him, I'm sure he will
Okay.
understand. I mean,
I mean,
I
he's-
can
look at
tell
the size
him.
of the bathrooms,
I
size
know.
of this table.
I know,
So I mean, they're gonna use the porta pots.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody, I mean, otherwise they're gonna be waiting 20 in
Yeah.
line there, so.
Right.
As long as there's enough porta pot, he just can't close them if his business is open, so.
Right, and I know there was a problem. We had two people that had said that they went down there to use, when they were there or something, to use the bathroom and they were closed.
Yeah.
And that's when you said, then he can't be open if he closes the bathroom.
Right.
And the porta johns are close enough where, like, if one of their employees is working and they need to quick make a restroom break, that they can just run out and use a porta potty then, right? I mean,
Because the sink, the wash station is outside
It is.
of there anyway.
Yeah.
It's not in
Oh,
the
good
bathroom.
point. Yeah.
With
So
1835.
he gets, at this point in time, prior to us giving them an extra 2, he was getting what, 1 down there at all, or any?
I can go get the map. I'll go get the map real quick. If you guys want to look at this while I'm gone. The St. Martin rules, I know Karen changed some rules and you guys had talked about it. I'm just going by her notes she has here, which some of them I can't decipher. So if you look in the upper right-hand corner, I have 2023 circled, and then I have 2024. Some of the rules, I don't know where. I know you guys had talked about some of them, and I don't know exactly which ones were,
So I do know that the one for number 2 about changing it to 10-foot increments, that was not one of ours.
Right.
15 and 30 is what the spaces are, and that would create more for you guys in the permits if that was done. So that was
Yeah.
not something that we would want for you to have more work.
Right. So if you
On
look
there.
at the one where Karen she wrote a bunch of things on, I mean, if you want to go through, okay, so the fair, is it going to be 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.?
I know that had come up.
It used to be 8 a.m. to 9 p.m., and I know, from what I can tell in her notes here, it says that it was too dark. She's got on here, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 6 a.m. too early for the vendors, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday. That's what it used to be, or 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. too dark for vendors, and too early for vendors at the 6 a.m. So,
So that would have been something that would have been told to City Hall when they got their permits, that it was, why was it so early or something like that. That's where she came up with it, because vendors that I have no problem. They're out there at 4 o'clock in the morning.
okay, so I guess we're just trying to figure out, because like I said, these are Karen's notes and I
Right.
can't figure out what. So what other time you want it? You want it kept at the 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.?
Because that was it. It was
8
8
a.m.
a.m.
to 9 p.m., I'm sorry.
It was 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Music and everything got shut off, and the beer and everything at 8 p.m. like an hour earlier
On Sunday.
on Sunday.
Sunday.
Okay, so this is for Sunday, so 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. is what it was.
Was-
Is that-
was fine.
Keep
Oh,
that?
that's fine.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. And then Monday, it used to be 6
6
a.m.
to
to
6.
6 p.m.
6 to 6.
She's got on here
8 a.m.
8 a.m. and then she's
they're out here.
written
They're gonna
above
be.
it
They're gonna
7
be.
a.m.
Yeah, they're gonna be out there too early looking to buy things, and that's always a problem when you got more people out there looking and trying to buy things.
Okay, so it's going to be kept at 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.?
That would be fine
On Monday,
On
yes.
Monday.
Okay. Like I said, that's why I gave you her handwritten notes, because I was
Right.
trying to decipher. So if a permit has not been obtained prior to the fair, the vendor will not be allowed to set up and will be asked to leave?
That was where she wanted to kick them out, and we said that we would still have them buy a permit and charge the extra fee like we've
Okay.
always done.
Okay, so this goes back to what it used to be then?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and then number 2, go back to what it used to be,
Yes.
correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Where on the one that says 2023, where it says each vendor must have their own permit, so number 2 there, we're leaving it at that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and then she goes down to 4, the deadline is 3 weeks prior to the application, 4 p.m. on Friday, August 23rd. And I want to say that's what we did.
That is what
Last
you
year
guys
as well.
wanted to have it
Yeah.
earlier, but yes, she was talking about having it earlier, and
Yeah.
that should be fine.
Okay, okay.
Is
As long as it's,
Oh, sorry.
And then there's a late fee of $200. We did charge a late fee this year.
but our late fee was always $100.
It was yeah, it was $100.
Was it not?
Are we gonna
$100?
leave it 100 or make it 200?
I would leave it, they're used to, I mean, a lot of them have no problem paying the extra $100. They're gonna really yell at
They'll
$200.
go off the, yeah,
Too much.
Okay.
if you do 200. they'll go nuts.
And then the peddlers, on 6 on her form, it says peddlers 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We're gonna change
leave that back to where it was.
to the 8 to 9.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's 8 to 9 and 6 to 6, right?
Correct.
Okay, and then outside beer stands shall not open before. She's got highlighted 8 a.m. and then above it, she's got a 7, so,
Well, wasn't it 1 hour after? Or that's just closing is 1 hour before?
We-
I'm reading back and forth.
No, we opened when the fair opened.
Yeah, so you can open at the regular time, it's
Yeah.
just
Okay.
closing. You have to
Closing, we gotta
close.
be hour.
Yep,
We gotta shut our beer off.
so
an hour
beer stands shall
early.
shall not be open before 8 a.m.,
Right.
correct?
Dave, is that
on
sound right for you?
Monday
So
at
close.
Yes,
6
That's the way
a.m.
we had, yeah, I just told, yeah.
Okay, so that has to be changed to 8 a.m. on Sunday and,
6 a.m. on
6 a.m.
Monday.
on Monday.
oh,
6 a.m. 6 p.m.
I guess it's noon somewhere, Monday. Okay, and then 8, no, it looks like 9, no vendor shall be allowed to use the city electric boxes. Remember that one was plugged into all of the.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
Yeah, okay, yeah, because that was all, they were all plugged into
Yeah,
some
that's-
city outlet.
that's fine.
That's pretty
Yeah.
impressive. to do
Yeah,
that.
and it was a city box, I don't know what it was.
It was
That's what I thought.
outside the church, outside the church
That's
on the
what I
corner
thought.
across from Wagner's, wasn't it? The church, they had, it was like a power pole there.
Yeah.
with a big box that they had like 6 extension cords. placed
Okay, I'll talk to
across
Kevin then
the
about
circuit.
the.
Because the
power pole.
one down by me, they actually have it where they can actually put it in it, but that's their box themselves, and they put that in there, but that's built for that.
Okay.
But this one here wouldn't have been,
No, it wasn't, because it kept, all the refrigerators kept being too warm because it kept blowing the circuits.
Okay, and then 2 weeks prior, out-of-state vendors have to pay by cash, money order, or cashier's check. That's always been that way.
Yep.
I'm sorry, it's 3 weeks prior to the application deadline, because otherwise we had 1 year where someone wrote a check, and that's why they went to that, and it bounced, and it was hard to try to get the money from them.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so number 11, she's got on here, make bold, the sale or offering of dogs is prohibited. We can
Yes.
bold that.
Bold that one
Okay.
out, or bold that one.
And then 12, the rules prohibit the sale of firearms or dangerous weapons. Remember that one guy was selling all those knives last year? Would you consider, I'm assuming the knife is a dangerous weapon? No, you don't.
I mean, I'm just saying, going up and down the stuff, I mean, there's tons of knives there. I mean,
I don't think that's a big deal.
I don't think it is either.
Okay,
I wouldn't prohibit that.
okay.
And if they are selling firearms, they've got to have some sort of firearms license unless the weapon is over 100 years old, and they have to have documentation to prove that, so I would.
Okay, so
Say
it
firearms,
doesn't say
yes.
knives on here, it just says sale of firearms and dangerous weapons.
Wasn't it
But that's always
knife
been in
was-
there.
Firearms have always been in
Yeah,
there.
so
Yeah.
firearms.
Or illegal
Yeah, so
weapons, well,
leave it
that's
as-
not illegal.
No.
Yeah.
Just leave it as
Well, I know there
number
was a question when we were
12
going
as it
around.
was,
Yeah, I think with,
I thought it
because that was
long,
listed as what
like a
Jesse had said it was
sword kind of-
yeah,
appropriate.
it was really, there was something.
That one gentleman had swords, you are
Yeah.
correct. But again, I wouldn't consider that,
Okay,
I would just leave it as firearms. I mean,
Okay.
these are all collectibles, you know,
Okay.
whether they're junk or not.
and 13 again, the rules prohibit, I think that's always been on there, the sale of illegally reproduced or duplicated.
Yeah, but
trademark.
that's just split it out.
Yes.
Before it was always on one.
Yep, yeah, and I think that's to make it more noticeable for people. And then 15, it looks like pursuant to Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources regulations, restricted invasive plants cannot be sold. Was that always on there?
It was a little different. It was on number 18 as the old way.
Yeah, and I think we just worded it a little bit better, so it was a little more understanding. Okay.
Buy some buckthorn.
And then if we go down to 21, property owners' personal rummage sales, they have to be placed behind the house. Anything forward of the house or on the road has to get a permit. That
That's a
is-
tough one.
Boy, that's.
That's always
Yeah.
been that
It's-
way.
it
We've
was so
always
far
had
off
it
the
had to
road.
come off of the garage.
Yeah, it had to be,
Off of the garage or
Correct.
something on that.
so are we keeping that wording that way?
That's a tough one. If
Say
you're gonna
place,
have
it says must be placed alongside of or behind the forwardmost building facing the fair route of the property. That I think has always been the way, because I remember telling people they had to move their stuff
Yeah.
back.
You know, that's
That
how
was-
you enforce it too. If they got it 20 feet out in front of their garage and
Yeah.
they're 40 feet off the road, big deal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's always been that way though, because if they bring it towards the road, then they need to get a permit.
Yeah, if they're out.
Right,
by
if
the
they
road,
need it by the road,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep, okay.
So I mean, it's all, yeah, I guess how you're worded or anything on
Yeah.
that, but I'm trying to look to see where it is on here and I don't see
it. I
it.
don't
even see it on-
I don't see it on the
I
old
don't
one.
see it there.
Well, I think it's because it's always been known, because I know I've always checked permits and it's
Well-
always, it has to be back. and-
Right, no, I'm not saying that, I'm just looking for where the no private address system,
Right. I couldn't
there it
find
is, I
either.
said it's 19 now. I'm just looking to see where things which got switched.
Okay.
Could I just introduce this young lady who just arrived? She's a representative from Swiss Street.
Hello.
Grill.
Okay. Welcome.
Hi.
Hello.
We're just going over their permit from last year, so we can get them out. Do you want us to finish, or you want?
I would say finish and then she can perhaps have a
Okay.
chance to say
Okay.
something, because we
Um,
use this in period with them.
You said Lori was coming too, so you can just
Yeah.
wait.
Okay, okay. We're gonna charge for a background fee, otherwise the city always ends up eating that. So we're charging the additional background fee of $10, which is also what we started with our operator licenses and all that at the city. Because it cost us money to run these background checks. And also homegrown are gonna be charged that, just that fee, the
Okay.
background fee, for the simple reason that we still have to run a background check on them for homegrown people,
Okay.
okay?
I have one question, go back to here. What happened to the all vendors must be 50 feet from the Porta Johns? Did that get, oh, I see, it's combined with something else.
16.
No, all food vendors.
Food vendors.
Food
Yeah,
vendors,
food
yeah, it's in
vendors.
here, yes.
Yeah, it's on 16.
Food vendors, so
They
now they
added-
added something else with it, I see it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of it, I think she broke out, so it would stand out a little bit more, because a lot of the stuff was all combined into one paragraph.
They even
Um,
put your phone number on here, that's scary.
Not my phone.
But it's
Yeah.
the health department number.
Oh, for sure, they'll call.
So the rules, as in always, we supply them to all the vendors, and the fair shall be provided with self-sufficient contained pumpable toilet units. So we have the toilets ordered already. Are there any questions on that?
Going back to 21 with this rummage sales,
Correct.
can we just say 30 feet off the road or in front of the garage? And,
Well, you can't, I don't think you can say 30 feet, because what happens if the house isn't 30 feet from the road?
yeah,
Right, I mean,
I think it says, must be placed alongside of or behind the forwardmost facing.
or it should just say something about you should not be right out to the road.
Unless
You
you have a
can't be,
permit.
yes, if you have
Outside
it,
the right of way?
you have to be, you can't be right out to the road, because if you're back far enough away,
outside the right of way is a good
Yeah.
way to say it.
Even though it's closer, I would just say outside the right of way.
Yeah, the right of way though on that road, if you have the sidewalk, then you have that little patch of thing, and you have the light pole, that's the right of way.
so you have to be behind the light pole, pretty much.
That would be almost to the road. then.
Yeah, and some of them, but yeah.
Almost, but at least it's not.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at me. I'd have to be 150 feet off the road.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
I put rummage out on the driveway before.
yeah. Okay, so how do you guys want?
Outside the right of way.
Just outside the right of way.
Yeah.
Just not up to the road, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you guys go around the check permits, you guys can
That's
use
Oh,
your
yeah,
discretion.
yeah.
Yeah.
People are smart. They keep it off the road. Or in the garage, like my neighbors know. if they
Okay, I know I've had to
put it
have
in the
people, when I
garage.
was walking around Sandy a few times, we had to have people move things fast, so,
Yeah.
yeah. And then this year, then you guys will have to decide, what teams are gonna go collect, and check permits.
Okay.
Do you want me to check with DPW to see if they can make some kind of no dogs, or,
Yeah, I was gonna ask
with
you,
some-
if we
yeah.
did some sort of sign that says all dogs must be in a leash or
Correct.
must be controlled or something on that aspect, because there was, to my knowledge, there were two dog bites right in front of my house.
There were.
Wow.
That poor little German Shepherd was getting beaten up by a Chihuahua, so,
I don't get bringing dogs, but whatever.
I agree. I
And
agree.
I don't
get- I love
And it was
People-
so hot with their paws.
With
So
the
many
people
people.
and
There's- yeah,
it's just
yeah,
crazy.
right.
You're
These
asking for
kids are
trouble.
Those little pop pads on the asphalt.
Yeah.
Why can't we make something? that
Because
there's
it's
no
a
dog?
public street. We've talked to that,
Yeah, but you shut it down though.
but we've talked to that
I know
with
you
Jesse
talked to the
umpteen
police.
times, and he has said that we
Service
cannot
dogs,
do that.
Yeah.
I
We
was
got
gonna-
complaints too with the lions, at our tents and stuff, and I told them do this. That's why I said it's a public road, but, why can't, it's not open, it's just.
The only
it's
thing
closed.
that we've been
During
told that
closed,
we
why can't they just say?
could do is no
dogs?
sale of them, but we can't tell somebody that they can't bring their
Yeah,
pet.
I mean, yeah.
Leashed. Wasn't there
We-
one that was really vicious last year that wasn't leashed?
That was that boxer thing, or not boxer, but it was a boxer pit bull something.
Especially if
No
it's hot
leash.
like it was last year, those dogs would get.
Yeah, I put a
ratty.
little dog water out. Put a little
Yeah.
sign.
Gets taken down by the owner.
Yeah, when the owner gets
When the
bitten.
owner gets taken down because the dog would have.
Are there any
Good luck.
changes or questions
Yeah.
on those?
I'm good with what we changed back.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So what I'll do is, or what I'll have Maggie do is, this is Maggie, if anyone has not met her, she's the new deputy.
Hi, Maggie.
So,
Hi.
I talked to her.
what I will do is, I will have her make these changes and send them out to everybody, and if you could just get back to her and let her know if we just want to make sure that we've got.
We're not missing anything.
Is there anything else? She's got
And-
on here about,
The only thing you would need to make sure that the vendors are paying the $10 background fee.
correct.
It says a vent charge will be charged for the vendor. It doesn't say who's gonna be charged. So we really need to make sure that the vendors understand that they're responsible for their own background to pay for it. Correct?
No, they're gonna pay the fee to the city of
Correct, but they
Franklin.
need to know that.
Yes, it's gonna be an added on, so
Correct. So
the
they really need to know that that's being charged to them,
$90 fee will now be $10, so it'll be $100.
just so they know.
Yeah, because
that.
the city, we're charged.
Correct.
And then the city just always ate that fee,
Yeah.
so,
They
and
know
with it
we
being
have
run
to
in
do it.
a deficit, every year. I just.
So question for the ones that get
I know,
two
I don't
different
even get a
permits
background
for
check,
two
but it's
different
Steve
locations,
Bear.
are they going to have a background check on just the one?
No, we'll just
Or
charge it on
on,
one.
okay, because if they're gonna have one person here and somebody else, are you going to, because
Well,
they
if
can't be
have-
on,
If they have two different people, then.
but
we
they
will
get the
have to
permit
do-
themselves and they have an employee at one location, because I have one that's over by me and there's, the other part is over by Butsky's. So is it gonna have to be on two separate people for the background check or just on one?
Well, if they're honest and they tell us that it's gonna be two separate people, then we would need to
Okay.
do a background check on
I will relay that
A lot of
message.
them, though.
Because they get two separate permits,
Right,
because
a
it's two
lot of them
separate
just say, I'm
permits.
getting two permits, and they just give us one name, and we don't give the other one.
Which was very confusing when we go and look for this last year. When we would go to check for the permits, wasn't like it always has been. It was listed with their name on there twice, and we were like, wait a minute here.
That's because since we went to BSNA, we don't have any control over that. That's the way BSNA, the accounting software
Okay.
works. It's more of a accounting software
Okay.
than a license permit software.
Okay.
So we don't have any, we've asked them, we don't have any control over that.
It just
I
was
know.
very hard to
was
decipher
last
where
year.
everybody was, so that's why my handwritten notes were all over it.
So the vendors that show up the day of, then we're not doing background checks on them, correct?
Right, and that's the problem.
So what we'll have to do is charge them an extra for a background check.
Well,
So
that's
that's
how we do
how-
it though then.
No, but
So we do a
charge the
background
fee.
check on Tuesday and then
Yeah.
next year we know.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we charge them a
Didn't tell them
fee.
that year.
We
Okay.
get all the information because they still have to fill out the paperwork.
Never know.
You do the background check on Tuesday. If something comes up, we put a flag on it and put a note in it for next year that they don't get a
How many
permit.
is there late ones? Are we talking 2, 3 people?
It always seems
Probably-
to be the same ones.
We do what, usually about six?
Well,
Six of them.
then we
About
gotta,
six.
Around 6.
And they're all by you.
Yeah, they're down by
Right,
you.
that's it.
Yeah, they are.
Killers will be.
not on my place though.
No, they're
No, no,
the
no,
property
down by-
between you and Herta's.
Right.
There's
Okay.
two there. And then we got one by Butsky's. And then across the street from Herta's in that brick house. We had a couple over there.
I'll tell those people, make sure they get their damn permits on. 'Cause that's, if they do it every year, that's,
Yeah,
But-
so then I need to change that. Instead of $100, it needs to be $110. Then someone needs to get a copy of their driver's license.
Yeah, I can just snap a picture on my phone and then I can print it when I get home.
Yeah.
You can sit over here too.
You gotta, I know,
Yeah,
Our-
Jason's not here.
sorry for my tardiness, a little busy tonight.
It's fine.
Just make a, I mean, I'll put it in my head, but make a note.
Okay. Do you want me to see if DPW can make some kind of no dog selling
Or
or
do you wanna
something
do it
out, or
too?
was
We can
somebody
make
to
them up
make a
and put them on
sign?
the barricades. We can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lori's got
All
it.
of those.
Okay, so then the late fee at the fair would be $110?
Yes.
Okay. Okay,
And those are, just as a reminder, those are not food vendors. They cannot get a permit the day of. We have to do that.
That's all you.
license check. But just, there was one last year that didn't have a license, a food vendor, or a permit, or
I'm
whatever. And
Can you
they-
check for that bath or the
That's what
toilets?
I'm
Okay.
And they wanted to get it there that day, and you can't do that with food vendors, so, just so we know.
Okay.
And then walking around the day of, that'll be that Sunday.
Yeah,
For
we usually
permit checks?
permit checks on Sunday, usually 10 a.m.
And Madam Chair, was there any, I was gonna wait for Madam Clerk to come back, but to make sure that there's no change, I think there was like talk of a change that the clerk's office wouldn't be.
So what's going to happen is it's going to be just the members ourselves going around and checking for permits on
and
that.
Selling extra space.
And selling the
collecting
extra
money.
space and
Yep.
collecting money. I've already trained 2 extra people.
Oh, that's wonderful. So the clerk's office on
I-
that.
I guess my concern is then is, okay, so let's say there was always money kept, where will that money go then?
I will keep it. And then I will turn it in on Tuesday to City Hall.
Hmm.
Don't you trust her?
Well, perhaps the money, and it is a thing too, I mean, I don't know how, it depends how much it is, I mean, sometimes
If-
it could be a couple grand.
We have never really
What was
come
last
across
year?
with more than, I think it was over $2,000. That's been,
2,500.
Yeah,
It used to be a
20.
lot, but now we charge
don't-
the extra $5 a
Right.
foot.
Right.
and that's already on the permits
Again,
now?
my
We've walked it
concern
through.
is perhaps something could be turned into the police trailer.
We
and
were,
secured.
we had talked about turning into the police trailer.
I just don't want you having that responsibility, and
Yeah, and don't you always open up your
I,
house?
No.
I'm saying
Two
is,
different
once that
places.
money's, Shirley, what we're doing is, Madam Clerk, what we're doing is we're talking about the overage fees that are collected. Could be in excess of $2,000, could be three. I thought a couple times we went out, it was.
We have not, in the last umpteen years, we have not
But-
had,
Well, regardless, to say that you'll hold that money, I think there's a liability thing there, and I don't want her to be, my suggestion would be turned into the police trailer to be held until Tuesday.
we had talked about that too.
Right.
What are your thoughts,
So
sir?
what we did last year, and I was the supervisor working in the morning, is we had officers escorting you
Yes.
folks as you guys did the checks.
We still want
And
that.
then as we were done, I personally escorted whomever back here to City Hall, and where the money went from there is beyond me, but we actually, said they had armed escort essentially from the fair here to City Hall.
And then once here, where does it go? Because now this is the first time that City Hall staff won't be involved in this.
Right.
And I'm
Oh,
personally
gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
am not in favor of that at all. I mean, at least if City Hall staff wishes to be involved in it, they could be involved in it, because they are paid time and a half to do that. So if they want to be, I don't think we should exit out of it. That's my own personal thing to do. But if it is coming to City Hall, okay, see you later, is where it could go. And I just, again, I'm just concerned that we don't have that City Hall connection, which always went really smooth.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that was my stick with the former clerk.
But on the same token, in prior years, when the money was kept, it was always kept at the clerk's clerk's home,
Was kept
which
at
was
the-
still
I know,
fine.
but two
But-
wrongs.
But I'm just saying, I mean, it's always been kept at the house, so.
I know, I don't like it though, but now that we're aware of it, I'm gonna ask that and if the police do bring it back here, one of us, I mean, if it's gotta be kept, I just wanna know there's a custody chain. I mean, okay, so we
Right.
get $2,500
Mhm.
come Tuesday, wanna have it secured, and if it means the PD keeps it till Tuesday, they keep it till
Right.
Tuesday. I mean, that's my opinion, is they keep it till Tuesday, they don't have to, it's just a safekeeping thing until that date.
Right,
That's
I
my
mean-
opinion.
That's a good idea too.
Where it would be kept would be ADT has the security system on it, so.
Okay.
Well, I have to go to the next one,
Okay.
prepare, but thank you. But that's gonna be my suggestion to the PD.
Mayor, if you need me earlier, text me.
All right.
I don't know. Yeah.
So down by Romy's, we have 6 regular bathrooms, 1 handicap, 1 sink, and 1 waterless. The 1 waterless, I think, is a sink that has the sanitizer by it.
Probably.
And then across from you, where your business is, there's 16 regular, 1 handicap, 2 sinks, 1 waterless. Then across the street on your property, there are 16 regulars, 1 handicap, 2 sinks, and 1 waterless. And then down by, oh gosh, I think that's around by, is that the heating place?
Yeah, by
Yeah,
Consolidated,
somewhere
there's somewhere
around
over
there.
there.
It just has a
Yeah.
number there. There's
Consolidated.
12 regular, 1 handicap, 2 sinks, 1 waterless. And then at 5, over by the police trailer there are 12 regulars, 1 handicap, 2 sinks, 1 waterless. And then across, on one side that looks like what I just read, on the other side right by the police trailer, there's 2 regulars. And then across the street on Church Street there, across the street from where Sandy lived, there's 20 regular, 1 handicap, 3 sinks, 1 waterless. Then if you go down further, I don't know what this is.
That's by Kenny Sweeney's, that's
Okay.
That's the
that way,
lines by
yep.
our tent.
By you,
Yep.
then, yeah, because it's not as far down as.
No, it's
No.
by us, right,
There's 16 regular, 1 handicap, 3 sinks, 1 waterless. And then down a little bit further from you guys, there are another 16 regular, 1 handicap, 3 sink, 1 waterless. And then all the way at the end, it looks almost like by where Kenny is, There's 14 regular, 1 handicap, 2 sinks, and 1 waterless.
That's not by you, that's
Just,
farther
you
down.
can see the map. You need to be a little bit
Oh,
more.
you gotta, what happened to our other map?
That's the map we've always
About
used
We had a bigger map too.
since I've been here.
About
Oh.
112th and St. Martin's Road, that's where I always put the address for our tent, for the Lions tent.
Yeah, this is Sweeney right here.
Then maybe it's at the end.
This is at the end over by the other church over that way, yes.
Yeah.
Because this is Kenny's address right here.
Okay.
Okay. Towards there at that. So my question is this is what was last year or this is
No,
what was prior?
This is what we've always had.
So we
Last year
end-
was the first year that we moved more down by Romy's, but the
Okay.
complaint then was they were all full by the end of the day or by the morning or something. There were people complaining that they were completely full. And I think it's because he has vans there and they're using them all, but the city is not gonna, I don't think the city should be paying for the restrooms for his patrons to use. And the DPW director, the superintendent, said he remembers Romy's used to buy bathrooms and put them down on the end by him. So I don't know if that's something then he's gonna need to do. Someone said he stopped doing that a few years ago.
What I'm thinking of is because I have the parking lot, is maybe moving some of them to the top hill, because you got the people on that end of the road that still need to use the bathroom, they still have to cross all the way over. There's
Right.
that long stretch, we could separate those out if we wanted to, onto the top hill. I got the field.
You mean across
I'm talking on the
here?
kitty corner from me.
Here?
Yeah,
You own that property then?
Yeah, I own that
okay,
too.
I didn't know that.
all 3 corners.
Okay. I could ask him, is it flat? That's the biggest thing, is it has to
Up
be.
towards Hoff's house up there, it is, but that's the whole problem, is getting up into that and I don't have any of that space on the front actually, on the road, actually rented off. Haven't had it since they redid the road and I
Right.
have a big ditch there now.
Correct.
I have no problem with that.
But do you think the people at Romy's would know that those are even there to go all the way down there? And then
That's only 1 block though.
Yeah.
It's not that far, but,
But if they're hanging out listening to a band, I
right.
don't know.
I'm just trying to,
And my concern obviously is that they're full.
right.
Well, and that's what the complaint was, is that they were full by the end of the night. Well, that's because all the patrons are using them who are staying there listening to the band.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And but
Then
he
he
had a
needs to-
whole lot of people out in the chairs and everything in the middle of the road all day,
Yeah.
right,
because the road's blocked off.
right.
Will it help if he keeps his restrooms open? Was that the same situation? They were full and he didn't have his restrooms open?
I don't know. People said, well, it's because he's got people, he's got bands there all day, so there's a huge amount of people that are there. And I just know the superintendent DPW said, well, he used to get his own bathrooms and now he stopped doing it, so I don't know.
But he doesn't have that much space to put that much more porta potties out there
Right,
either.
we already have 6, 7, we already have 7 down there, and they were complaining. And we put 2 more down there
Right,
last year.
because I know
that
you
they-
took 2 of them off.
Yeah,
Right.
I think, yeah, we should have invited Nate.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll
It's
come
just then
back.
someone is saying, well, why are we paying for the bathrooms, for his patrons, because he has a band there, the city shouldn't be paying for the bathrooms for them, it's supposed to be for the fair. and
Didn't
it's like-
Nate say last time we met that he would pay for part of that?
No, he wanted more bathrooms.
But didn't he say he would pay for part of it?
I don't recall that.
Does anyone recall part of
Don't
him saying
remember
that?
him saying
I don't
anything
recall
about
him
that.
saying no.
Right.
No.
Well, what's the problem? They can't get in with the truck to pump it? By us with the Lions, we have quite a lot of people and
Right.
they're pumped.
Yeah.
we-
Yeah, I don't know.
Since
I
you went
just-
to this
I-
new company.
I just know that
they're
that
better.
was the
They
the
keep it
complaint.
clean and they pump them and.
And that's the thing, can they get that onto there if we would put
Yeah.
some over there?
Oh, by me, yeah, the driveway's right there off of Forest Home.
Oh, so they can
Yeah,
get
they
them.
Why
down.
can't they pump?
They just had a hard time last year because the road was closed.
I mean, why can't they get in the Romies? Because of the people?
No, they were able to pump them up, but people were complaining that by
They were
10,
full.
11 o'clock, they were full. Well, the fair is
In
closed.
the morning?
No, at night. And he has his bathrooms are closed.
But his business is still
His,
open.
his
Yeah,
business is open, his bathrooms are closed, and the
Oh, oh.
porta potties were all full. Because
Because
I
I-
know a couple of people that went there and said they went to the bathroom, it was like 10 o'clock, and the bathrooms were all full.
Like on Sunday when the fair closes, our bathrooms, I mean, they're never, they weren't full. Ever since he went to this new company, he went to that new company. I mean, they're really good about pumping.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, real good. I
Yes.
mean, and they clean them up nice
Yep.
and everything. They leave us extra.
They're very good, and it's
Extra
the only
toilet
company-
paper in case they
Yeah.
do run out. I mean,
Yep,
that
and it's the
happened
only
one year.
company that will do this. There's no other
I
company.
mean, they were
that will
good.
do it.
I mean, people, we got good complaints.
Good
People that used to
good
come to the
complaints.
fair. Yeah, they said it.
No, but I just know people were complaining that by 10 o'clock, well, the fair is already closed, so.
Right, so
Yeah.
at that point, it's,
Maybe
Right,
we
but
could
they were
talk to
saying
Nate
they
and
were all
Lori.
full, you know, and his bathrooms were locked.
He should, yeah.
Shut
he's got
down,
the
so
whole bathroom.
it's like, then these people have to go to the
Right.
It was just
Then-
like.
I think
a
it would be
mess.
fair to talk to Nate and Lori. I think they would be understanding of having to, maybe don't pay something because of that reason. I mean, even with their bathroom open, I haven't been in there in a while, but there's only one little bathroom in there
Yeah,
anyway.
that's all
so,
it is one little one.
you know,
Yeah.
it's not gonna make a difference. They have
Right.
to keep it
No.
open anyway. But they might be willing, or to make a contribution, or to do something. Don't you think? You've known Lori as long as I have.
Right. I don't know. I mean, last year
May.
walking down with the lady with the dogs that it's first time I've ever been down there during the middle of the day and saw as many people as I did.
Oh, yeah.
I never really
Well, he
remember.
He
I
has
never.
bands go all
Yes.
day, all day,
He
up
gets a lot
until
of
2
people
o'clock.
down.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's like a congregation area for
Right.
a lot of us alumni.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of going to Center of St. Martin's with
Yeah.
with the bands on
With the
them.
bands,
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So, but I'm gonna go back to what we have on here.
Yeah.
And,
you can talk about possibly moving some up to the top hill if we wanted to. I mean,
Yeah,
you've
if
got
there's- if they
you've got the
can get it-
Tudor Oak sign where you can put them around that right there.
okay,
And that very, people can see it, and there is a path going up in the area,
yeah, I
so.
gotta go, yeah, sorry, I gotta
Okay.
go and, we got a council.
I will have a discussion with him about keeping his bathrooms open as well. He'll understand.
All right.
Is there anything else you guys need from me? Because I have a
Nope.
council meeting at 6:30.
Yeah, and I'll be
Oh,
leaving
thank you.
shortly for that as
Okay.
well.
Maggie will take over, if there's
Can I
anything
get a
else.
receipt for that tomorrow? I'll stop in tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll
You're gonna
have
get a
it.
thank you letter too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, whatever, the treasurer wants the receipt,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I gotta do what he says.
Yeah, I'll have Maggie deposit it tomorrow.
Yeah,
and
just I'll
receipt
stop
that
in
we
tomorrow
get.
sometime.
Yeah, and then we'll have a thank you letter, and then.
I'll sign it on
have
Friday.
Maggie call you, and
Okay.
you'll come in and sign it and all of that.
Okay.
I think that's all then, right? That we need?
That- With that, we can go through the rest of it.
Okay, if you guys need anything, just holler, you know where I am. Okay, and then, yeah,
Okay,
if you want to
so
suspend the rules, then
Well,
for, I don't know if that.
pretty much got through all that.
Yeah.
We can go back to citizen comment period. We got a visitor. Can you state your name
Yeah,
and,
go ahead.
I'm Crystal Roush, the owner of Swiss Street Club. Hi.
hello?
I really don't know what to say, or I'm very new to this, and John just kind of let us know last minute about it, so.
Okay, did you have any
Did you have anything, questions or?
concerns?
Concerns or
Concerns or?
No real concerns. I do just have a general question, I guess. How come the fair isn't on Saturday? I'm just curious.
It's never been on Saturday.
We never have.
Okay. I was just curious, that's all.
Never has been.
Personally, 2 days is enough for me. I mean, I've been with the Lions Club, and I've been in the club 50 years, and we've been at the fair. And 2 days is enough. I mean, we're there Saturday anyhow, setting up.
Yeah.
If we do that, open it Saturday, then somebody will say, well, why don't we just have the whole weekend? And people said that already,
Mm-hmm.
But personally, no, 2 days is enough.
Yep, I was just always curious
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that, so. That's all.
Anything else?
Were you here, Crystal, when they mentioned that all establishments need to have their restrooms open to the public, not just your patrons?
Every year we have had it open, so
Thank you.
We shut down one stall last year because it backed up. But we still had the other open, so
Thank you.
I don't think that'll be an issue.
Anything else on your take on a Labor Day weekend, since you're new to the area?
Well, I've been part of the fair for the last couple of years.
Okay.
I like the way it goes. I like it. So, like you said, it is definitely a lot of work.
Believe me.
Okay. And I see Lori's not here, so I guess we'll go back to operations of the 2024 St. Martin's Labor Day Fair. For anybody that wants to volunteer to check for permits? Lori.
Yes, of course.
You were coerced into
They're doing it.
told.
Yeah, I got dark.
Yeah, I mean, it's a given that myself and Alderman Craig
We'll be here,
and
so
the
we
mayor
could split.
doesn't have a choice. I won't be giving him a choice.
Okay.
We could ask, I know it was kind of thought about, and Shirley's not here anymore, but that with not having the clerk's office, that maybe the whole entire, that the license committee, that would add an additional alderwoman day. I don't know if she's in town that weekend, but then if so, we'd have to get permission from Jesse for back key notice, because then that's a quorum.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We
But if
usually
we're
send
split up on
we
different
usually
teams.
send people down, and we just need 3 groups. So we basically would need 6 people with an actual officer with us to keep us in check.
You'll have to keep them in check. Hell, I can't even keep them in check.
All right. And then, as normal, we meet around 10 o'clock over
Yeah,
at
10
the
o'clock.
police. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Anybody want to pick a next meeting date?
Sorry, I cracked my leg.
I would say August, right? Probably,
Either July or August, so.
which is better for, I know you got a special council meeting tonight, but Wednesdays are right though usually?
I
Yeah,
don't
don't
know.
forget there's an election in the middle of August, so we're gonna be really busy the
Oh,
first.
that's right.
And there's
2 or 3
different boards
weeks.
and commissions who are all on.
Oh, yeah.
And
So would July work better for you guys?
Middle of July, probably.
So,
sometimes
When is the election in August? Is it the first week?
It's like the 13th, 14th, 15th,
Oh,
whatever
that
that
is
is.
the third, yeah,
That
that's
would be when
when we meet, yeah.
we would be around.
so if we did something on like that Wednesday, the 24th of July, trying to stick away from State Fair.
That works for me. Well,
Yeah,
and
that'd work for me,
RNC, so
too.
yeah, and Rib
Oh, yeah,
Fest, so.
that's the week after the.
5:30. So worst case scenario, if I have
What
a
about, like, the
technology at
17th?
6,
That's the
afterwards, we
RNC.
That's the
would.
RNC. I'm
Can't do
going there.
anything.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
So the 24th.
Maybe you can invite them.
Is there anything on the 24th?
24th worked for me.
Okay.
And then that 5:30.
Yep.
Anybody wanna?
We're done.
Adjourn.
So
No,
this-
anybody wanna?
Anyone's welcome to join the common council meeting this evening.
Okay, anybody wanna adjourn? Any first, second?
I'll move we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.